I think the point I was making, and I'll continue to make, is dialogue is a prerequisite for managing this relationship wisely. We are very different countries. We are very different political systems. We're very different. Have different views about how our political systems should operate, and we have different interests. But we need to seek to manage those differences wisely, and dialogue is a prerequisite for that. So I am seeking, I have suggested, and I think this is something that is consistent with the approach that China is taking, that we have a more structured dialogue, such as that which is envisaged under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, where there are a range of dialogues, including trade minister, economic ministers' dialogue.
Just two things. Would you expect the leaders' meetings to resume under that? As in, could you foresee Anthony Albanese coming here to Beijing next year?
Well, I think there are steps we are taking, and you've seen since the government came to office, we're seeking to take those steps calmly and in a considered way. I met with Foreign Minister Wang Yi, State Councillor Wang Yi in Bali early on. We had another meeting at the UN General Assembly. We had telephone conversation. Obviously, the Prime Minister and President Xi met in the margins of the G20, which is very important. Now we've had this meeting. So, we will look to continue to have dialogue, including structured dialogue on issues which are difficult. Ultimately, we believe it's possible to grow our bilateral relationships, safeguard our national interests if we manage our differences wisely, and that's what the government's focused on.
Could you elaborate on the human rights issues you raised? Did that include the treatment of the Uyghur minority, and also was South China Sea discussed?
We obviously referenced global rules and norms, as I've said, and we'll have an opportunity to discuss more of that over dinner. But in relation to human rights, the position Australia articulates, foreign ministers before me have articulated, and I have articulated, is to say, look, Australia believes human rights are universal. We have a principled view about the observance and respect for human rights, and that applies in terms of our views about Xinjiang or Tibet or Hong Kong. That those are principles that Australia will continue to advocate, and as you would expect, I did so.
Would Australia support China joining the CPTPP as part of this discussion around trade blockage?
Well, look, I've previously said in relation to the CPTPP, our focus is on the current UK accession and any economy that sought to join the CPTPP would need to ensure that all parties to the agreement are confident that it could meet its very high standards. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
大家知道我最近在下班之后呢，会化身小厨娘来帮我舒压一下。不过不要变成地狱厨娘，就靠一小罐就可以了。它是谁呢？它是澎湖福朋喜来登酒店推出的海皇鲍鱼干贝 XO 酱。小小一瓢啊，可是有大大的学问。当你在煮菜的时候，如果加过量重咸的话，这点烤比不说呢，还会让你的夫妻之间有没有可能会失和？不止调味重要，当然你的里面的营养价值绝对不能少的。里头有很多像是呢这大干贝，就有很多像是这20多种的氨基酸，其实对于你人体之间是非常有效的，因为它里面有球蛋白，也是加分再加分。而另外呢还有很多啊，刚刚讲的是鲍鱼，现在讲的是干贝，因为干贝的部分其实它是大多数我们听到的牛肉、鸡肉等肉类，它的蛋白质是超过3倍之多的。里面还有石斑，它可以帮你补充你的胶原蛋白，让你看起来真的是水当当。